Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon in our short webinar. Just taken aback there, people registering for the webinar as it was beginning, which was exciting for me. So this is our last webinar of the year as we draw to the end of 2025. We've got more webinars coming later on early next year in the different back-end workflow solutions. But just to get things going to stay on track, this webinar will be recorded and it'll be made available after this session is finished as well. So let me just start by doing a little bit of housekeeping. So today the webinar is TCardsonline and Vpress. And what we'll do is do a brief introduction to myself and Megan, the other presenter. We'll talk through Vpress, just a summary. Most of you know what it is that we do anyway, but we'll just give you a quick recap on where we are. We'll understand a little bit more about TCardsonline, who are here with us today. We'll explain a little bit why automate and what we've done with TCards. We'll take you through that, and we'll take you through a live demonstration, which is also always super exciting for us, doing it live as opposed to pre-recorded. And then we'll do a quick summary, and then we'll open up for any questions that you might have. So we've got the experts from TCards online with us today, and if there's anything that comes up and you want to know anything, then by all means just fire those questions in the chat box. So without further ado, so my name is Kelvin. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the sales director here at Vpress. I've been doing web to print since before it was web to print, since it was e-commerce for printers, and a few years before that. So been around quite a while, know a little bit about web to print. I'm also one of the members who founded Vpress back in 2001, when we came out of print production and we set up a technology company. And we've just carried on with those same values, which is to support our customers and to have our business intrinsically linked with those customers in order to go. So it's all about relationships for us. Tell by my accent, from Newcastle, very keen Newcastle United fan. Drew last minute last night for those of you who saw the football, and also a keen England rugby fan as well. I'm very lucky in that after the amount of time that I've been in the print industry, I still really passionately love my job. I love bringing solutions and understanding where solutions can work in different scenarios. So I'm always up for being challenged, and that's what makes my job more exciting. So Vpress is a company. So we market ourselves as a leading web to print provider. We're pretty confident in that title as well, so without being too cocky. We're UK based, we've got a global reach. So we have operations down in Sydney, Australia. Our development is done by ourselves here in Cheltenham in the UK. And we also have a presence in the US, where most of our work now is coming from. The market over there is very exciting indeed. So here in Cheltenham, we develop our own technology. We don't resell other people's applications. We believe in partnerships with other software providers, whether they be in our market space or not. And everything we do is about to join and connect those solutions together. So to give people an end-to-end process that reduces manual effort. We do believe that web to print does offer a return of investment. And we know that because we've still got the first customers from 24 years ago who are still trading and still doing well, offering print online. And our motto at Vpress is partnering our customers' success. So as I mentioned just briefly before, our model is very much intrinsically linked to that of our customers. So the more success that they get, then we are tagged along with that success. And it works really well having a symbiotic relationship like that. So what I'll do is I'll just introduce Megan. Megan?
Hi there, thank you for the introduction. So my name's Megan. My role at TCards is to support our end users, making sure that they're getting the full benefit out of our system, and that TCardsonline is just really working well for them and their business. And that's part of my job that I really love, where I get to talk to our clients. I've worked in the family business since I got married to the boss's son 4 years ago. In this time, we've worked with a broad range of different industries and people like yourselves in print, manufacturing and production. So anyone who really needs a simple, visual, reliable way to manage their jobs. And today I'll be the one to talk you through how TCardsonline is helping our customers in the print industry, managing bottlenecks, give teams complete visibility, and why it's a good, simple and cost-effective system to use. So yes, who are we? Our business has been around for quite a long time. We started in the 1960s as a job imprinter, and just a few years later we started specialising in manufacturing and supplying T-cards and T-card boards, which some of you might be familiar with, the manual systems as a planning tool. But as somewhat the world authority on T-cards, we channeled all that expertise that we have into creating a web-based T-card system, TCardsonline, which has a very familiar feel, and it's that easy to use system, but with all the advantages of a digital tool, because that's what people need these days. We currently have in excess of around 3,000 users using the system across around 450 companies, ranges from businesses just with 1 or 2 users up to multinationals with up to 100 plus users. The majority of which are UK based, but we have many clients across Northern Europe, USA, Australia, and we support all of our clients with our in-house development team and our in-house support, so you can give us a call anytime you like. But yeah, why did these companies choose T-cards? Of course, within the print industry, we're talking about a wide variety of businesses of different sizes, in different markets, and all of your businesses are unique. And that's where this system has the flexibility to be customized, to those individual business needs. So what people like about T-cards is that it's simple to set up and it's really easy to use, and it requires really minimal staff training. Some of the feedback that we've received from our customers is that they've had about a 50% reduction in the number of jobs that need to be expedited due to problems with material production planning, with 15 to 25% improvement on average lead times due to better communication and coordination, as well as just happier staff who have a system that's really easy to use, and it just gives them easy access to the information they need just to get their job done. But having told you a little bit about T-cards, I'll hand back over to Kelvin just to go a bit more detail into combining Vpress and T-cardsonline.
Thanks, Megan. So why automate? It's very obvious to some of us, but quite often within a print company, we don't understand that there's a lot of manual tasks that we do because we're used to doing them every day, day in, day out. And by automating those manual tasks, we become much more efficient and therefore much more profitable. So when you look at the market, the UK print market is 13.7 billion. So 13.7 billion, and that's from the BPIF. So it's relatively stable. So considering where we are economically, it's a good place for us to be. There's a lot of opportunity to make the market work for us rather than us work for the market. With the onset of hybrid working and purchasing and corporate purchasing, 24/7, 365 ordering is now essential. We estimate somewhere between 60 and 65% of printed goods now are online, which is a bold statement. But when you look at the B2C market and the B2B market, people aren't ordering like they used to. People are now ordering in the evenings, early mornings, when they're transit in between work rather than just at work. So the print industry has to work towards the customer's convenience, not the convenience of 9 to 5 or whatever our hours are that we're open as a print business. But by automating, what we can do is we can maximize that job margin. We reduce those mentioned manual tasks that come in, sometimes just the little tasks of booking a job coming in. We can automate that and reduce it. So therefore we can save time both for ourselves and be more efficient, but we can save times in turning around a print job when it comes into a print shop. And T-cards has always been personal to us because years ago when we worked at a print company, we actually did work from T-card boards. I'm sure everybody who's worked in a production environment has seen the T-card board. To see that being taken online we just thought that was great. So on average, with online ordering and automation, you can achieve 20 to 30% savings on production cost. That's not the cost on sell, that's on production cost. By that's getting the customer's job from them, from a mobile, from a PC, from whatever they're ordering, through all the process onto press and those jobs ready in your print shop for you to process. That allows you to reduce the amount of errors that are coming in potentially on your side. It also enables you to increase scalability. So as more work comes in, what you can do is you can start pushing that work towards the presses. Nobody wants presses empty, waiting for jobs coming through bottlenecks. And automation fundamentally gives cost savings. So whichever way you look at it, that cost saving is a profit. So if we can automate just small parts of the process, those small processes that we're going to take you through today, what we can do is we can enable cost savings and achieve profitability, because we all have to work smarter in the environment that we're in today. So where I am now, this is a demonstration site for our core print web to print product. This kind of storefront, you can have an unlimited number of these storefronts and they can be created in 20 minutes. It really is that easy. We train the users to build these and we support the actual software that enables print ordering. This is our latest version where we've got embedded video. We can manage the user's experience when they come into the system, and we can make it a lot more graphical and a lot more engaging for the end user. There's no software required to be needed, and it's fully mobile responsive. So it works on any device without any software that's actually needed. So it can be completely branded, white labeled. We can take anything to do with Vpress and core print off, and it is a printer's solution for a printer's customer that they could come in. We have embedded reports, digital asset management, personalization to quite a high level. We can change the categories to images. We can have most popular products. We can have communication with the end customer. Scrolling right down, we can manage everything from stock to job submission to requests for quotes, everything that you need to do, even seeing items that have been recently saved and recently ordered. With the levels of integration that we're offering with some of the larger MIS systems, like Tharstern, Print IQ, Nubium, what we can do, we can actually get real-time tracking and information coming back, so users can see where their jobs are. Excuse me. And it's all very graphical and based around what the customer wants to see. But in the ordering and selecting of the products, we've made it as easy as possible. So just looking from this screen here. Oh, incidentally, one of the things that we've done is we brought in AI generated language control as well. So the system can be in any language that you want it to be as well. So just to enhance the European international offering. So we can come in here, we can come down to a product. So we can go into an actual product and we can see a visual description. We can put flags on that particular product, and we can have a breakdown of the product code, the pricing, the packaging, and how many items are actually in stock. So what I'm going to do here is just going to order 5 of these items here. It gives me a price. This site is all being set to dollars, but it would automatically default to whatever price you want it to be. So I've got a price of what it is I'm ordering. I can manage min, max order quantities, pack information, and how many items are available in stock. I can drop that to a cost center if I want to. So it really is an enabled procurement tool in its own right, and I can add that to basket. So the e-commerce element now is started to fulfill at the top, and that's my first product. Then what I want to do is I want to search for a product. So I can type in the criteria that I'm searching for. So I'm going to go for TVH underscore OFF. And I can see that is a configurable chair. It's not a print job, but the software is utilized for everything. So it'll take me through into the product details page. Now from here, I can see what the cost is. I can see any ancillary data around that. And then I can start making selections based around what it is that I'm purchasing. This is something called elements within our system, and it can influence the price. So when we get onto the print job, we can create a personalized job and we can edit the artwork. But what we can also do is we can change items around that job as needed. I want to put that down to business expenses as well. I can see there that my price is 185. So we scroll down there. Let me just change that a little bit. Come down here, and I'm just going to add that to basket. I've got a total price for that particular item, and it's going to take me through into my... Now, this is a recent upgrade that we've done to core print in order to bring in dynamic pricing for shipping, which I'll show you in a second. So what I'll do, let's go back to the main page. and I will look at some other products here. Click on that as a product. I can view the item. I'm going to order it. Takes me through there, and the first thing it wants on this particular item, it wants to know a cost center. I'll drop it down to business expenses. It wants to know a quantity. I'm going to order 5. It's a different way of looking. Before we looked at quick order, here we've got more control on the visual of the item, and then I'm just going to add that particular item to basket like so. So we've now got 3 products in. Just going to order 2 more. I'm going to go back to the home page. From the home page, I'm going to select a Sunday lunch poster, which I have there. Create new. Now having the ability to create new means I can select something that's already been created on the system, or I can create it new from scratch where the artwork rules are identified on the system. So within CorePrint, we have several different types of editors. So this is one type, this is form fill, but we can also support a dynamic editor. It depends on what the actual customer wishes. If I drop in Cheltenham, location of our office, when it updates, you see it's amending the artwork as we go through. So we can make changes to anything that we want to do there. So we can change that price there, change that price there, and we can change that price there. And the prices are then updated on the actual artwork. I can save that and give that a name. So give a title like so. Actually, make it simple when it comes through into the TCard system. At any time, I can review a PDF of that item. The system will open up a PDF. It's print quality. You can amend the proof at system level to change whatever you need it to say. You can, of course, see that there's no bleed trim or crop on the sides of that artwork. They are variables themselves, which can help the workflow automation. There's my job as so. We can have approval and authorization on there as well. So if Megan was my line manager and she needed to sign this job off, the system can manage that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to place an order, hit that through, and then the system is just going to ask me just confirm the visual that I on the artwork that I just created. I can see a PDF. I can flip through multi-page items. Again, I could get approval if need be. We can drop that down to business expenses. We've now got transparency of a breakdown chart of what the actual quantity is. If I wanted to go to 50, I could just select that, or I could just type 50 in there. It automatically updates the price, and I can add that to basket. So there are different kinds of products that people may want to automate into production. So I've now got 4 out of my 5 selected products. So just go back to the home page. And one of the most popular functions that we've got on the system since COVID, going back there, is the job submission tool. So if we go into the job submission here, it's a way of capturing a print job. So I'm just going to click order. What we've got is we've got the option here. Step 1, upload your files. Where are those files coming from? I could click on here and browse my PC, or as you would expect, I've got another file on another screen here. I'm just dragging it across. Now, what the system does, it's now uploading that file from my laptop here, West London, and that's going up into the cloud. It's now checking it in the system to see if it's okay for printing. So you can see I've uploaded a Vpress brochure. It's reading that file. It's doing a basic pre-flight. It's confirmed that it's okay. There's 2 black and white pages, 14 color pages. It's all defaulted to American terminology because it's an American demonstration site. And what I can see here is I can see my 2 black and white pages as I get a visual proof of the document I've uploaded. I could upload a multi-part job here, and it would price that job accordingly based upon the criteria that's been put into the system. As I scroll down here, step 2, printing options. We can identify the cover stock. I'm going to go for premium. I can identify the paper stock. Again, premium, money no object, and it's influencing the price there at the top. I'll have it perfect bound. As we scroll down, we can have optional inserts if we want. We can come down here. We can have a cost center. Again, all of this is completely configurable. and for this product I can order 1,000. As I type it, I'm getting a real-time price. So at the moment, that price is coming from the core print system itself, but we do integrate upstream, downstream into middleware in order to obtain that price from other means. And next year, we hope to be pulling that price for some pretty hard-hitting management information systems on the market as well. So I'm going to add that to basket like so, take it through, and I've now got those 5 products sitting there in my basket. So order summary, 5 items, it's $4,033.92. What I want to do, I can edit any one of those items if I want. I can delete them if I've made a mistake. So it's constantly giving me the ability to check, make sure my order is correct. And I'm going to check out. Now what I can see is how do I want that order shipped? So this is where we're integrating into a shipping aggregator. So I'm going to give this an order number. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it simple. Excuse me. All of this is completely configurable. We can validate the purchase order, cost center, all that information from behind the scenes within the actual software. I can drop in an account code. I'm going to select events management. Please call when ready. I can drop in a message like so, and we come down to shipping. So if I click on the drop down, I can drop it, send it to European headquarters, which is Vpress in Cheltenham. What it's doing is going to work out what the pricing options are available upon that. So I can see by USPS, it is American system that we've got as a demonstration site here. We've got priority mailing, express mailing, DHL, we've got UPS, and various different options. We have the ability to enter a new address where it will go and find what the pricing would be for that postcode, for that zip as required. But what I'm going to do is just change that. If I send it to Kansas, it will automatically retrieve the options that are listed down here. And I'm going to go priority for $34.92. That will work in pounds and sterling or euros, and I'll add that to my actual order value here. So I've now selected 5 different kinds of products. We do a whole range of other items as well. I've added them to my basket. I've been guided across along order them in the correct way and manner. I've now specified how I want that delivered. Now I want to get that into the production environment. So I'm going to place order. I could, of course, have a purchasing card. I can do invoice purchasing. There's a whole ways of paying for it that we can validate. But that order there, number 14, has now actually been submitted. So for all intents and purposes, that order now is gone to the print shop, wherever that print shop is. I can see a summary of my order number 14. I can see my products. I can obtain a receipt. I can have email. If there's any approval that needs to go on there, then that can also be provided. If I just go up and look at a basic report and just open that up, I'm coming in here. This is already a simple report, but I can see order number 14 is broken up by line item. So those 5 products that I've just placed an order for are all uniquely identified with their own order line ID and status. We do granular tracking of every item that is ordered on the system. So these items could be going to different print shops or using the TCards system or other MIS systems. We can manage them from within the Web2Print portal. We've got additional space here for shipping, delivery information, POD. If we want to search any for this information, if we want to look at what that new job was, if we want to see a proof, we can do that from within the report. Chronologically, if I want to run a report from X and Y dates to see how many menus Kelvin has ordered from the Kansas hotel over the last 30 days, 90 days, 45 days, I can run that report. I can search for keywords. I can apply filters to it, and I can export that into Excel. So we give total control and transparency of the data that's been ordered within the system. And then we pass that information through as well into production. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand this over to Megan, who's going to pick that order up. But beforehand, Craig, who's also at Vpress, is just going to mention a little bit more about the technical receiving and transmitting of that job in between the 2 systems. Craig.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I just want to talk about the actual integration itself and what's actually happening. Now, at this present moment, I've actually held back on sending those orders. So they've come in and I'm just holding them, and I'm going to release them in a second so you can see them coming on the board rather than just having the board, oh yes, here we go, and here they all are. Looking like it's all preset. But so basically I'm going to start releasing these jobs in the background here, and they'll start coming through, and I'm not going to talk much as I fire them through. And Megan should be able to see them because I can't see her screen, so they should all be coming through. So we're starting to see, so they've all come through, they're all orange, nice Vpress corporate orange, so you can actually identify them on the board, so you can see that they're actually coming through live. Actually, Megan, if you have a look on the HP column, the second one in, we've got that orange one there. Can you open that one? Oh, super. So just to say here, so the columns which have got all the machines on, those columns, you can set them how you want. We can map the orders to come through, or maybe a column is just set as a pending, and since someone can plan them and assign them maybe to people or resources. It's also up to you how you get it, how you actually set it up. But then we can actually fire through a lot of information. And in here, we can see we're putting through the element information, the description, and we're passing through the name and all the sort of fields you would expect. But this is another thing about the integration. It's really, really easy to actually create a field in here. Megan will cover it off, but to create a field in here and then let our support guys know, I want that bit of data from Corprint firing into that field, and they can easily just do that. Not so easy with other systems, but it's very easy with this one to just create your own fields, map through how you want it for your type of work and for your business as well. The artwork still goes off to their FTP or SFTP site, so all that side of things that corporate users know about, that's all the same. And we can also fire through messages into, well, messages or transaction messages into things like accounts packages as well. So comes through us, we do the submission into here, however you want it, and then this manages all the production. But then we can also send through the transaction, a financial transaction, to your accounts package or any other systems as well. So they can manage different parts. Also as well, Kelv mentioned earlier about the recently ordered panel, how that can get updated with the status. We can do exactly the same here. There's a webhook for anyone who knows about these sorts of things. There's a webhook that the guys on at TCardsonline can use, and whenever it goes to a certain status, they can let us know. So you get that complete continual loop of what's actually happening. So the user, when they log in, they can still see the status of all their orders. And that's just my brief thing about what I wanted to say. I can cover anything off with anybody else if they wanted to afterwards in a Q&A or anything like that, but I just wanted to cover that bit, and now I'll let Megan show you what it can really do much better than I can.
Thank you, Craig. That was really good. So now that you've seen how jobs can flow automatically from your Vpress system straight into TCardsonline, I'd just like to show you how that looks once the work hits your board and why this visual approach is so effective for print teams. So what you're looking at here simply is your production board, which is really the heart of the system. Every incoming job, as you've seen, becomes a T-card, giving your team an immediate visual snapshot of what's come in and what's in line. And visual workflow tools have been shown to really improve task accuracy by up to 30% and speed up that decision making, simply just because teams process information faster when they can see it rather than search for it on complicated systems. As you can see on the board here, you have your different columns which represent your different stages, typical print workflow. You've got your different machines, your finishing, warehouse and dispatch, where your jobs will simply move through. And it really is simple. It mirrors exactly how your shop floor works, and it gives everyone complete clarity on your job status, your workload and potential bottlenecks that could form. So, but as I simply move your T-cards along here, you can see how intuitive the system is. It's quick drag and drop, which you can simply, as you can see, move through. So it's not complicated. It's very similar to your your old manual systems in that sense. It's taking a card out and putting it in the different slot. The color coding also another really powerful tool that many clients rely on, because whether it's showing priorities, like you can see on this board, you have your red card as your urgent here, as you can see, and then you have your dark green as your dispatch, which is on the end, and your light green as the jobs that are in progress, as well as your orange ones, your lovely bright orange ones from Vpress, which are your new jobs that have come in. And this again could be all customized depending on how you'd like it to be working for you. But that visuality, that visual reduces so much confusion and cuts down the amount of time of chasing across different departments. And when staff come in the day, they immediately see what jobs they've got on, maybe what jobs are behind, and what needs that urgent attention. This overview gives you your jobs at a glance, and for most teams this becomes the centre of their morning production meeting, kind of removing the need for lots of spreadsheets and a whiteboard, with just one large shared screen with a real-time view of exactly what's happening in your shop floor. And because Vpress is feeding jobs directly into the system, you're removing a lot of that manual effort and that human error right from the start, because we all make mistakes. You can also have this system shown on your phone or your tablet, as we have an app, so no matter where you go, you could always see this live data and any changes that have been made to it. The feedback that we often hear time and time again, especially from print companies, is that having this visual, everything visible in one place has transformed their daily planning. It boosts coordination, it improves that communication, and gives the teams the clarity and confidence to work faster and more efficiently. So now you've seen how the jobs flow through the board, I just want to show you what sits inside each T-card, because this again is where teams can save time and eliminate a lot of that back and forth that slows down production. So this is your T-card that I've opened here. So every T-card can hold all your job information. That includes, you can have an unlimited number of fields, which are these here. These was what we call your fields. It can hold lots of different forms of data. You can have attachments on here that include, you could have your artwork files, your proofs, your specs, your client notes like Craig showed earlier. Everything your team needs to complete the job without having to look through old emails or running around the workshop floor to find who has the right paperwork or the right information. And for many of our clients, this alone removes a huge amount of admin and helps prevent those moments where the information just gets lost sometimes. And here, you can add information and comments at any time. So all the updates to the T-cards are automatically logged in the activity tab, so showing the time, the date, and who did what, which gives you that complete traceability and accountability through the process, which you can see as I scroll through. Another powerful feature on the T-card itself is our alarming function. You can set alarms to get the T-cards to flash, send an email, change cards colour, or trigger an automated workflow. This makes it far less likely to miss those critical updates and reminders, whether you create an alarm for an urgent order, a proof that needs sign-off, or just a reminder to contact a customer in a couple of days' time. The alarm feature ensures that nothing's being forgotten about. And these features, and many more that are on here, make it so simple for your staff and yourselves. They have what they need to do the job well. It removes that need for filling out long forms or just chasing around. And for those using Vpress, those key fields can also be auto-populated, which again removes that manual input and that keeps information consistent across all your different platforms. And that's quite a huge impact. Print companies tell us that centralising jobs and their details all in one place can reduce that loss of information and jobs getting overlooked, just helping to improve your efficiency, the time of delivery, and that boost of overall productivity. But everything that you have looked at here can all be customised. So if I go to our dashboard, I'm just going to have a look at the control centre for your TCardsonline account. So many teams that we've spoken to, especially when I talk to people at exhibitions, they've had a look at other visual management systems and ones that can be bespoke to them, but they can cost tens of thousands of pounds. Whereas with TCardsonline, you get that same level of customization instantly within just a few clicks. So this is where you'd manage your board that we saw earlier. So within your account, you've got complete control over your boards. If I went to make a new one, you can select all the different types of boards that we provide, you know, standard layouts or your weekly schedule boards. In addition, you've got your columns down here, which can all again be customized, what you want them to be called, how many you want, a specified number, and set the number of rows, which often correlates to the number of jobs you might have coming through. As well as your board, you have complete customization of what your T-card looks like as well. So you can create an unlimited number of fields and name them what you like. And in these fields themselves, you've got different types. So you might want a list, you might want it to show up as a checkbox, you can have images or text, whatever you want to choose on here. And scrolling down, you can see as well, here's our styles, so our colours that we saw earlier. And like we saw on the board, your T-cards could be different colours. And here is where you can edit those. So you can make it look as lovely as you want with all the lovely different colours and name them for how your business wants to use it. It's all tailored to match exactly how your business works. The Manage Users and Teams page is particularly powerful because you can bring your whole team onto T-cards, onto the system, but control exactly what each person can do and have access to. So here on the permissions, you see all the things you could maybe untick, or you maybe don't want people to delete things. As well as your access. So you might have people come in from different departments. So one might only need access to a certain board, some might have access to all. And as well as your fields, so some people, you could have people view things or edit things or not view or not edit. So some people might have values on your T-cards that you don't want everyone to see, but maybe just the managers. So everything's very visual, flexible and easy to update. So your system grows with you and adapts as your business does, and it's not with expensive developers or complicated setup requirements. To finish, I just wanted to share with you a quick example of how one of our how TCardsonline has helped one of our recent print clients. They're quite a small to mid-sized company, got 100 jobs around a week coming through, and they were dealing with some challenges that you might be familiar with, some missing information. They used to print off their jobs, put them into drawers, they'll just get lost. Just miscommunication between departments and a bit of a struggle to prioritise work effectively. But after switching to T-cards, the difference was immediately apparent. They said they cut down their admin time quite significantly because everything was just in one place. Their artwork, their notes, their deadlines, everything they could all have in their T-card. Their daily production meeting, they had a nice big board in their office, so they could see it as soon as they come in, which helped them reduce that time of that meeting simply because they could just see the full workload at a glance. And their urgent jobs stopped getting missed thanks to the visual board and the alarm system, and their dispatch accuracy improved because every step was clearly logged and traceable. The team described that they went from being reactive to being in control. It's just a great example of how a simple visual system can create real operational improvements without needing expensive or complex software. But that was just quite a brief, quick look at T-cards and how it can help improve a print business. We like to keep things simple so your team spend less time managing your work, but more time producing it. But thank you very much for listening to T-cards, and thanks for Vpress for hosting us, but I'll hand back to them.
Megan, thank you. So I'll just swap that across to my screen. Yeah, that's great. Although the colour thing, I mean, why would anyone use a different colour than orange? I don't know. To me, orange is perfect. What we could do is we've just demonstrated 24/7 ordering from any device, anywhere, clients international, clients on their own network, from a mobile, tablet, point of sale, into production. And capturing that order and having a system that can build around the way that the customer wants to work, because we do have to work at their convenience, especially in the hybrid working environment. We can automate the incoming jobs that are coming through, as you've just seen with Craig and Megan there. You know, jobs are coming into the print shop. You know about those jobs. Vpress can already submit those jobs to the correct press at the right time with the right substrates, but you need to manage those jobs to come in to really maintain that level of efficiency. And one of the things we loved about TCards when we first looked at it was it's just so simple. And there's a lot of technology in the market space that overcomplicates the simple action. But if you can simplify a complicated action, then there's an instant benefit. And while we see this isn't going to be replacing estimate in, or inventory control to a great level. We see it's a really good way for that SME type print business or a large business that's got a division to manage those orders that are coming in. So typically a £500,000 business, which is where most of the printers in Europe actually are, you can achieve a 10% saving pretty much from the start with a really affordable solution that we're showing you integration with today. So and what it means is you can ensure accuracy, efficiency, and scalability. So as the jobs are coming in, you can implement a process that you can stick to, and it is really straightforward and really, I picked it up very quickly indeed. And what we're trying to highlight here, we already know web to print can pay for itself if done correctly, but workflow can pay for itself. And when you put those two together, it's all about efficiency and about profit. And it's about helping the PSP, the print service provider, to achieve that profitability and maintain that relationship with the client. And that's what we've done today by showing you web to print integrated into TCardsonline. So thank you so much, everybody, for your time today. I guess we're going to open up to questions. If you've got any questions, we're quite happy to take those questions in the chat. Okay, first one, how long does it take to set up? Well, from the Vpress side of things, it can be days. Once you've been trained on the software and you've got access, depending whether it's B2B or B2C, we can set that up very quickly indeed. We can do it for you, but our preference is to give you a self-serve solution so you can actually set it up. And many of you here today are customers of ours, and you know, if you need to set a storefront up and a template and a catalogue of products, you can do that. But in respect of T-cards, Megan, can you answer that? How long does it take to set up?
Yeah, I mean, for T-cards, it can be in less than an hour. As we went through it, it's quite simple. As soon as you've kind of got an idea of what you want it to look like, you can set it up yourself. We do offer support as well. So if you have any questions or you are stuck with anything, we can help you do that. But it really is no time at all to set up your TCardsonline account.
Awesome. And what type of computer do you need to access the system? Well, Vpress is a true SaaS platform, so it's any browser using the internet. Megan?
Yeah, same. So it's a browser-based system. So on your computer, lots of people have it as large screens in their workshop, which is really great for everyone to see, but also on your phones and your tablets, because a lot of people these days, they are on the go or in vans, they need to head out, they can get that on their TCardsonline app, which is Android and iOS compatible. So yeah, you can get it anywhere the internet, like you said.
Okay, one here from Peter. Hi Peter, if I want to use T-cards for other things in my business, do I need a separate license?
No, so what you would have is for your business yourself, you would just have one TCardsonline license system, and then you can have different boards. You get 5 boards included when you subscribe, so you could have different boards. Some people have like holiday boards on here, some people have kind of your starts of your business or to the end of towards invoicing and things. You can use it as whatever because you've got those different boards as well.
Okay, and if go back to the question before, Megan, if people are working on multi-sites, there's a couple of people here who do work on multi-sites. Can they all access the same boards? Is that
yeah? So
yeah.
As we looked through the permissions, we do have lots of companies that are on different sites, and they'll have one large system where you might have managers and stuff. You see everyone's boards, but then you have a couple of users that might see, the different departments, different areas. But yeah, so wherever you are, you can see, as long as you're logged into that account, you can see those boards that you have access and permission to.
So thanks. And another question, what happens to T-cards once they've been completed? Where do they go?
So most people like to keep all the data they've obviously collected, because especially if you've got comments and descriptions, maybe something have gone wrong with this order, if you keep it in, we can have an archive board. So as soon as it goes into that completed column, you've got all your TCards of all that data. You can automatically transfer them onto your archive board. So you might put it onto an annual board under this month. So at the end, you could always see how many jobs you've done this month, but you can also search that job number or the description of that job to find it, even if couple years ago, just have a look at it last time you did it and compare it to this time as well. So they're always there, and you can keep all your TCards there for free.
Awesome. Okay. And no more questions coming through from either of the channels. So, okay. So thank you so much, everybody, for attending today. We've really enjoyed doing this. We've had new software and in order to do this, and we've got more webinars coming in January. If you need more information, just get in touch. We're here to help. Both companies, Vpress and TCards, are here to support you. If you enjoyed this presentation, let me know, kelvin.bell@vpress.com. If you didn't enjoy the presentation, contact Megan at TCards. She'd love to hear that. It's all about the positive side. If you need more information, if you want to find out cost things, it's a couple of £100 a month. We're doing a package at the moment where you can on board with both. If you want more information about pricing, anything like that, then just let us know. We're here to help. But most of all, thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.